Right guys, I've got a new series for you all. We're going to be fixing up this quad bike. Now this has been sitting for 15 years probably, hasn't been ran in ages. I had to replace the kickstart on it a while ago, but we're basically going to try in the series, get it running, get it cleaned up, get it sort of ready to be used again. It's got a small tow hook on the back of it here, so if we can get that sorted we can start turning stuff around again. And yeah, so I'm going to start by giving it a clean up and then we'll get fixing with it.
One eternity later.
It's looking much better already. It's nice and shiny again. But we've got quite a lot of work to do on it. First thing to do is check if it's got oil, see whether we can get it to crank over, check whether it's seized or not. One of the problems it has is these rear two wheels don't actually spin. So you probably see me struggling at the start to put it into the right place. But these rear wheels don't spin. We've got no electrics right now. I think the battery needs to charge, or a new battery completely. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of work to do on it, so I'm gonna get started and I'll keep you guys posted as I have a look through it. Right, so guys, I got the seat off and I've got my motorbike battery in there now for my CBR over there. And what's weird to me is this is on already. So as you can see, these dials here already on, but the bike is still in the off position. So bit weird, not quite sure what's going on there, but if I turn the bike, I hope that it turns over so that we know it's not seized up. Let's try. Turns over, I guess. We haven't checked any fuel or oil or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Sorry about the wind noise, but I'm going to go ahead and do that now and see what we can find out. So guys, this is what we've got the quad bike down to at the moment. Kickstart I know works, I just tried it and it turns over the engine, so that's all good. But there's no oil in the engine, so I need to run out and get some oil. Then we should be able to give it a go. Let's clean out the fuel system, make sure there's no old nasty oil in there. But once I've done that, we can try and get it started. So I'm gonna go out, probably go on my bike, I might take you guys with me. Yeah, we'll go see if we can get some oil for it. I have no idea if it's open. It's like 4:30 at the moment, so I have a feeling it could be closed, but I just thought I'd take this opportunity, let you guys know what is going on with this quad bike that I'm doing. Why am I doing it? What's the point? Essentially it's to sort of teach you guys, I guess, so give you guys some pointers. You know, I'm taking a bike or a quad bike rather, that hasn't been ridden in 15 years and I'm trying to get it running again, but that's the goal, is to get it to a running standard. I'm not going to make it fancy, I'm not going to make it look like brand new, it's just to get it working again, because it hasn't been running for about 15 years. But that's the goal, that's the aim of this sort of next couple of videos, or this next video. I'm not sure how many, well, I don't know how long it's going to take, so but yeah, sort of to get it all back to a working condition. When I got it, which is earlier today, I got given it, he basically said that it hadn't run about 15 years. The rear wheels don't really turn. When you push it they sort of lock up, and the kickstart wasn't working. One of the sprockets inside the engine completely shredded. So because in a lot of these sort of Chinese and even like Honda and stuff like that, and well-known brands too, you get these sort of plastic cogs inside of your engine, and mainly it's in like the little things like kickstart and starter modes and stuff like that. But you get these little plastic gears, and commonly a lot of the time they sort of shred, obviously because over time plastic degrades and stuff like that. So I had to replace one of them and put the spring back on, but now the kickstart is working again and kicks the bike over, which is great news, so that works. As you saw in the footage earlier, the starter motor works. So yeah, but the aim is, guys, I want to show you guys how to fix stuff, sort of what the process is when I'm given something that doesn't run at all, what my sort of order, I guess, to fix it would be. So say like straight away I've cleaned it, make sure sort of nice clean quad bike to work on, so that I'm not getting my hands constantly dirty. Which always, don't need to do it, but it's just a nice nicer way to work, then I start looking at, so what are the essential things you need for it to start up. So in any vehicle, whatever you're working on, it's always, you need 4 things. You need spark, you need fuel, you need air, and you need compression. Those are the 4 things that you must have in order for an engine to run, no matter whether it's a quad bike, whether it's a bike, motorbike, or whatever. Even a plane, like a military tank. Something you get the picture I'm on about. So these are the 4 things you must have for an engine to drive. So that was the first thing I checked. The first thing I checked was compression, and when I fired it up I could hear the engine turning over, and I could hear the sort of hiss of the piston cylinder, so I knew that was the gas in the cylinder that was compressed, sort of I guess sort of seeping out, you could call it. But it's sort of, that noise just sort of signifies that it has compression inside of the engine, which is what you really want. Obviously check that it's not seized or anything like that, because that's just a pain in the arse as well. So before I started it up, I needed oil in it, because if you don't have oil you're going to damage your engine. It's not going to be like a performance race bike or anything like that. Just a bit of oil is the first thing I'm getting. Also a new battery, because I had to use my motorbike battery earlier, which is now back in this bike. So oil, a battery, and I need brake fluid as well, which is why that rear wheel was not spinning, because of the brake pads were sort of almost seized to the disc. They obviously weren't completely seized because they were moving slightly, but they were sort of stuck to the disc and make it very hard for it to move. And if I want to get them off, then I'll have to replace all the seals and stuff too. That's something that I'll have to do. What might be the case is just the piston could just be seized inside the cylinder of the brake caliper, which actually was the case for this bike. When I first bought the CBR, that was the same. It's just sort of a process of things you need to look for, look at the problems, look at what you need to fix them, and when you fix them, what will you need to put it straight back together. So for example, the brake discs, to fix them I need to get the calipers off, but to get the calipers off I need to drain the fluid, so I'll need new fluid when I put it back together. Sort of that's process of thinking. You just gotta, you know, think your way through it. I'll be making a video on every sort of step I take and sort of what my process is to fix the bike. I'm not going to call it bike from now because it is a bike. So the first thing will be trying to get it to start. Once it starts, then it'll be refining it, so getting the brakes sorted, maybe any electrical faults that there might be, anything like that, if the speedo doesn't work, things like that. So things you've got to sort of think of if I'm going to fix it. I can use it sort of as a tutorial for you guys as well, so we can sort of go through all the individual things that I'm doing and just sort of go through my steps of it. So how to bleed the brake, stuff like that, how to diagnose the wiring system if I need to, things like that, just to sort of teach you guys, if you wanted to pick up a bike or quad bike or something, the steps that you sort of have to go through in order to get it working again. But that's pretty much the plan. Gonna go to Halfords, get our stuff, we'll carry on back at the house. Alright, so they were closed, that's fun. But I won't bore you guys with going again, but what I'll do is tomorrow when I wake up, I'll go in the morning, get my stuff, and then we'll cut back to me with the stuff back at home, and we'll start carrying on with the fixing the quad bike. So guys, I'm going to stop the video at this point because I don't want the video to get too long. In the next video we start taking the bike apart and possibly starting it up for the first time. Who knows? Thank you very much guys for watching. If you did learn something, then leave a like. If you want to see more content, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.